All right, women's pre-owned sweaters. We're going to go for 100 and above. Let's go to sold, sort Z to A, and let's go for, let's see how 71% is. That is Oliver. Oliver, I don't know this brand, but that's pretty low. That's pretty low volume. Let's try and find something with a little higher volume. Let's go to 41 to 70. Bella Freud. I do not know this brand. Let's go ahead for Bella Freud. So I got the links in here. The links are a little bit clunky. They're made to be pretty broad, um, and you start to whittle them down as soon as you get inside the actual search. Let's go to brand. Actually, we need to go to see all. Work on it. See all. Uh, let's talk about becoming a bolo hunter. I'm essentially showing the concept of being a bolo hunter right now. It is simply just knowing how to find what is selling for more than 100% or close to it. The 100% sell-through rate is a really good metric to use because it it's just simple. It's a simple metric to understand that things actually are selling fast. It's essentially a goalpost. Um, just as long as you know where that goalpost is, you can make good decisions. Um, you might find something that's worth $200, but it'll take 2 years to sell. It's simply not worth the effort or honestly the investment to buy something like that. You might know it's worth $200, but it might take a year to sell, and you paid $100 for it. That's not necessarily a good investment. A lot of people would say it is a good investment, but it's not enough money to count, especially when you're trying to just conserve your principal. Um, all right, we got 108 pre-owned and 46 solds. So we're going to try and find out what whittles it down. So you got the 1970 mohair, looks like stripes, embroideries, 1970, something about the 1970. All right, let's go. Let's make that a keyword. At the top, we got 22 sold and 33 listed. That is a pretty good keyword. Let's see. All right, we might get this done with just filtering colors or sizes. It looks like they are. Uh, let's go with the wool ones. 27. It's actually not the good one. All right. That ends up with a 50% sell through. All right. Size. These are actually selling in smalls. There's a handful of brands that actually are just beloved by small people. They go for those, and they don't really go for much else because they're just made for small people. Um, if you find one, you usually want to just stick with those. But 17 sold or 17 listed, 4 sold. That is not actually the case with this one. So we're going to be clearing size. All right. 22 sold, 33 listed. Honestly, it's pretty close. Let's drop the price a little bit. We're at $100 and above. Let's go down to 80. $23 sold, 33 listed. Let's add a price cap. There's going to be a bunch in here that are selling for like, honestly, some of these are selling for $300. Let's say max 250. All right, 13 solds. That's actually 10 above 100 or $250 that's sold, and there's 6 listed. All right. If you're trying to get this sold at a really high sell-through, you're going to want to drop the price a little bit below $100. Actually, honestly, you probably don't need to do that. I'm going to leave this at $100. Let's change this back to $100. And we will go to the solds. That's a 200% sell-through rate. Let's actually change this a little bit. Let's raise the price ceiling to 350 and see if that drops the sell-through to about 100%. That's 21 solds and 32 listed. All right. So the 350 is a little bit too high. Let's change that to 300. All right, 18 solds, 15 listed. That is your 100% sell-through rate. You're looking for $300 Bella Freud, the 1970 sweater. If you find anything in this brand, you're definitely going to want to check it. There you go, Bella Freud. All right, thanks for your time.